walking alone, the streets are empty. The only thing I can see is my own silhouette. I'm getting stronger, step by step. The clock is ticking, but there's no time for regrets. I've been flying from town to town, from London to Taiwan. I've been all around the globe, trying to protect your soul. We are heroes tonight. We will fly above the sky. We are heroes tonight. Yeah. We are heroes tonight.
Yes, people, welcome back to Leicester Premier League. We are here for the weekly review show. I am joined by Gabby, Kenny, Max and Prime. Hopefully Paul will be here soon. But how are we all doing, guys? I think you all got a win at the weekend, barring Hull.
All right. Okay.
Yeah, I'm good.
Nice. But obviously, as always, we're going to go for all 10 games. I've mixed it up, so it's not actually in date order. So I've mixed it up a bit. We're going to be going for all the games, and then at the end of the stream, we are going to be picking our team of the week. So we'll get straight into it. We will get straight into it, and we are starting. That is obviously the Premier League badge, just in case people didn't know. But we are starting at Old Trafford. Sorry, I mean St James's Park. If you know, you know why I said it like that. But we start at St James's Park. Newcastle getting a 1-1 draw with Leeds United. Prime, I'll start with you on this one. Newcastle, on a scale of 1 to 10, how fucked are they?
Steve Bruce. I like Steve Bruce. I think.
So do I. But I mean the entire club, Prime.
Mike Ashley's. I would say he's the worst owner in the league.
Yeah.
Arsenal fans and United fans complain about their owners, but United brought in Ronaldo and Varane, Sancho, and Arsenal spent 130 million, probably the most in Europe.
It's 150.
Actually, I don't think Newcastle bought any players this summer. So
they bought Joe Willock was the only player they bought in.
And that
they got Arsenal's second best midfielder. That's fine. But, yeah, I don't know. I don't know. He's a terrible owner, but in terms of Steve Bruce, he's getting the best out of what he has. And, he's been there two seasons now, I think, maybe, and he hasn't got relegated, which is the remit. I get Newcastle are frustrated with Bruce and with Ashley, but the only way they can get a change, an improvement in their club, is by Mike Ashley going, or someone buying that, which tried to happen last season, but the Premier League blocked that stupidly, Yeah. But in terms of this result, I think, for Newcastle anyway, from their point of view, it is a good result, isn't it?
Yeah, I'd say so. Lead to a good side.
They didn't hurt them necessarily as much as they probably should have. Because you know what Leeds are like. They attack so much and they will play with that high line. But look, it's a 1-1 draw. And with some people saying that Leeds could be in a relegation battle this season, which I don't see, that's taking a point away from your quote-unquote rivals. Yeah. So, fair enough.
No, I echo a lot of what you said there. Kenny, I'll start with you. Obviously, Paul has joined us as well. Obviously, we need to find Liverpool fans, and we found one.
Sorry, I'm a little bit late.
That's all right, mate. I'm actually surprisingly on time for once. So if I was just normal Niall for once, you'd have actually been on time. But I'm actually on time, which is unusual. But Kenny, I'll go to you next. Leeds United. They've had a rocky start to the season. Obviously, some relegation club called United chucked 5 past them. Arguably, Greenwood is your only player. And then they also lost to Liverpool. They stuck 3 by them. I think they even drew to Everton. They've had a rocky start to the season, haven't they?
Yeah, they are a rocky start to the season, but what I would say about Leeds is I thought they'd struggle because I've been hard seasons, but I'd say before we start saying that all Leeds are going to be in a relegation battle, they've had a lot of tough games at the start of the season, so I think after West Ham they have Watford, Southampton, Wolves, Norwich. That's 4 games. I think after those 4 games we'll know where they actually are. Of course, I'm sure the majority of us think they'll win most of them. But I think those 4 games will be the main decider for how the season will go, whether there will be a relegation battle or they'll be mid-table, maybe pushing for Europe. However, this game, I think Alan's maximum is just absolutely amazing. I'm in my FPL. He's amazing. It was a very even game. I mean, Newcastle had 17 shots and Leeds had 22. It was a very, very good game. I thought Leeds were better, but I thought Newcastle probably deserved a point just because I thought they defended well. They attacked decently. As for Steve Bruce, I'm not sure on him, to be honest. But what he's done with that Newcastle squad, I think it's 10th, 12th, I want to say. Those are 2 really, really good finishes for that Newcastle team. And I think this season they're going to be fine. I think they're going to be in the relegation scrap, but fine. Newcastle are going to be the relegation scrap. Needs to wait and see, I guess.
Yeah, that's arguably the most sensible point you've ever made, Kenny. But Gabby, I'll go to you next. Newcastle, how do you view them doing this season?
Just seem doing the same, really, around the 15th, 12th, 16th spot, just about surviving relegation, because that's what Steve Bruce does. He gets what he needs to get done, and he grinds out them results, even when it's towards the end of the season or at the start of the season. He'll always find a way to grind out them results. But they won't progress anytime soon. They'll just be stuck in continuous relegation battles where they're just about to survive. And then maybe have the odd good season. So they're like a modern day Stoke City, where they're just there, really.
Yeah, no, I get that. Paul, when you look at the stadium, I mean, we have the beauty of looking at St James's Park. We should not be talking of this team. We should not be talking of this team being anywhere near the bottom half of the league. I mean, it's dire times for Newcastle. How do you view this game? Is it a good point against Leeds, or can you understand the frustration?
I'd say against a team like Leeds, I think Leeds have done really well in the Premier League since they've come up. I think they're a hard side to play against. Definitely, I think they've shown it last season. They've shown it even arguably this season. But I think with Newcastle, it's a long story. It's very long-winded. You can trace it straight back to Mike Ashley, really, and whether that's a whole other subject in itself. But yeah, obviously Steve Bruce doesn't look like he's the right man for the job. Mike Ashley is he isn't wanted at Newcastle anymore. I don't think he's a good owner. I think the better he's out, the sooner he's out, the better. To be honest, because the stature of Newcastle United, they're historically quite a big team. They're a very big team. That, like, it was only 15, 20 years ago they were in the Champions League. 90s.
Yeah,
and now the flirting with relegation season after season. It's just it's dire. It must be dire to be a Newcastle fan right now. And I all due respect if any of you guys are Newcastle fans, but it must be dire. It must be so hard watching your team, because throughout the hierarchy of the club, it's just it doesn't seem like there's any soul there. It doesn't seem like the soul of the club is everything. It just feels like it's like a zombified club. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. No, I hear you.
I've heard of the likes of they've set up the fans have set up a thing called the NUFC Trust, haven't they? What they're trying to do, they're trying to build up they're trying to get donations in from fans and like try and buy, for example, 1% of the club, then 5, 10, 15, 25, until they've got a decent like the say major, still maybe not major shareholders of the club, but enough to have a proper say on what goes on in their club, and rightly so, to be honest. But I know it's only about this 1-1, but I mean, just it's you can trace it back to like. Yeah, I mean, 10 years ago, I'm lucky to have been not old enough to have witnessed it, but Hicks and Gillette with Liverpool, like about that close to going in administration, something like that. But yeah, I'm not saying I'm not saying performances on the pitch I'm not saying performances Liverpool performing on the pitch was to do with Hicks and Gillette, but everything was a contributing factor, and I think that's what's happening at Newcastle. Sorry, that was very long-winded, but
not a problem. Not a problem. You are sort of right. It is similar situations. I think bad owners are littered with the Premier League, which is why sort of what Neville sort of says with an independent regulator might be the best idea ever, but I can't see that happening any day soon.
I think an independent regulator is definitely what we need in the Premier League. I think it's something that should be enforced throughout Europe. It's like the 50+1 rule in Germany. The 50+1 rule, the fans have a majority. They have a majority share in the club, but the only problem is it's only in Germany, isn't it? Yeah. It's only in Germany. It isn't anywhere else in Europe, which in turn gives Germany a disadvantage to an extent. Yeah. I know you've got the likes of Bayern Munich and obviously Red Bull Leipzig and their empire are on the rise. But I mean, if it was to become popular and if it was to become something widespread in Europe, it'd have to be a UEFA enforced. It will say UEFA enforced. It'd have to be throughout the countries under the UEFA flag.
Yeah, no, I hear you. Let's go to some comments. Mustafa says, did man just say United fans shouldn't complain about the owners? No. Prime said that United and Arsenal, even though they complain about their owners, they put money into the club, and then said Mike Ashley has done quite the opposite, which is basically bleed that club dry. DC says Twanzebe won the same amount of European trophies as your club. Ouch. Longstaff Willock midfield reminds me of the early days of Makelele and Lampard. I've nothing to say to that.
What does that mean? Wait, what does that mean though?
I've no idea, Prime. But if they're trying to compare Longstaff to Willock to Makelele and Lampard, I think I'm about to quit. I'm gonna quit YouTube at that rate. I think I'm about to walk through my front door and that is.
I mean, moving on. They're bigger than Arsenal's history, so I agree with that.
Swiftly on, like.
Moving swiftly on from that one before I start comparing, I don't know, Cristiano Ronaldo to Ruben Reid. Now Newcastle just did enough. They did. They always do, don't they? Leeds played well. Former Argyle player, he now plays in the National League.
Oh, yeah, sorry.
Leeds played well. I see a top 10 finish for them this season. Wickham are going to get.
I mean, that could definitely happen. I mean, he finished 9th last season. You've got a class manager in Marcelo Bielsa, and they're a well-drilled side. I think Sheffield United were that first season in the Premier League. I was surprised to see them go down because I thought they were a very well-drilled team. I thought if Benitez was going to go to anywhere, I thought it should have been Sheffield United.
That's the danger.
I think he would have got the best out of Sheffield United, and they would have still
that's
been
the
up
danger
now.
of the Premier League. You have one bad season and you're out the league. That's the
and then financially,
you get absolutely destroyed. Mustafa says, "Where's Gabby fans here?" Love to see it. Someone type in empty seats on Google. I just found the Etihad. At least Mike Ashley doesn't take money out of his club. You're joking. You are moving swiftly on.
Moving. I think again we could go into a whole debate about the Glazers as well. Because they were literally bought with a leverage buyout, weren't they? Yeah. So were Liverpool under Hicks and Gillette, and the amount of debt put against our club.
Yeah. Do Villa Everton next? Okay, I'll have to skip through some, but we'll do Villa after this one. I want to do Chelsea Spurs because obviously Prime is with us till 9:30, so I thought it would be right to get his club in before he disappeared. I know I'm full of sensible options here. Prime. It was apparently some sort of London derby, even though I don't really class it as a derby. probably more like a training match.
Are they near each other? Tottenham and
Not
Chelsea.
but they're both in London, aren't they?
I don't even really know it. Like the amount of teams in London.
I know.
Like
Prime's
it's mental.
like Prime's got like 5 or 6 different derbies. I don't know. I don't think this is a big rivalry, but Prime Spurs Chelsea. First half, you were shocking. Tuchel took off down, gave him a absolute rollicking at half time, brought on Kante, and everything worked well after that. You're muted, by the way.
Apparently, this is the third big game we've played so far this season. Spurs have gave us more competition than Arsenal and Liverpool have combined in that first half. I think Niall got tactically spot on in the first half. Son was tasked to press Thiago Silva, and I think Silva handled that quite well. Kane kept drifting out towards Christensen, and was it Lo Celso was playing against Antonio Rudiger, which was quite interesting. Spurs had, I think, 1 or 2 chances. Should definitely have been 1-0 up, maybe arguably 2. I remember, what's his name, Reguilon, put a good ball in, and I think there was a bit of a scramble in the box. They should have scored. Thiago Silva made a few last-ditch defensive blocks, I would say. He was brilliant, my man of the match. Mount was abysmal, though, and he has been bad.
I mean, correct me if I'm wrong. Like, I didn't actually watch the game, but the fact you said Tottenham gave you more of a chance than us, and I'm not being salty, by the way, because I'm a Liverpool fan. I'm just genuinely curious. You said they gave you more of a match than the likes of Liverpool and who was a City combined.
Arsenal
combined.
Yeah. But you beat them 3-0.
Yes,
away.
we did.
Obviously, no. Do you know what? I didn't watch the match, so fair dues. I'd have to watch it back. But I mean, I was at that Liverpool game. I was standing in the cop, and do you know what? You definitely deserve that point. I thought you just like what? Do you know what? Reece James probably, if he hadn't been sent off, that probably would have benefited us. As soon as Reece James got sent off, you just became compact. You were tight. You were very, very tight.
You guys had sorry, my throat. Other than the fact, take away that penalty, Liverpool do not score against us. You didn't pose any threat to us whatsoever. In that second half, we resulted to having pop shots against us. You didn't pose a threat to us at all. The only
first 25 minutes we did.
The only clear-cut chance I remember is in the first half, Henderson had one on his through on goal. It was, I think, a left-footed volley or whatever, where he just completely missed it.
Do you know what?
Jota got a header in the second half, and they put over the bar. Those are the only 2 chances, and I wasn't even worried in those 2 chances.
Post 25, 30 minutes, fair dues, because we didn't really pose a threat after that time. But I thought the first 20, 25 minutes I thought we were dangerous. To be fair, I thought we were relatively in control of the game, but obviously once you've got that goal, I don't remember us posing. I'll be honest, I couldn't like point out any clear cut chances, but from what I can remember, we did pose a threat that first 25 minutes.
The first 15 minutes was a scramble for, I guess, both sides. You sucker punched us a bit, but
I think we had the upper hand, but for the rest of the game,
no, but you didn't pose a threat. There was no threat from you guys, and even us, second half with 10 men down, we should have beaten you. We had even taking away calls.
We definitely should have done better. I'll definitely give you that.
Back to this game.
That's my point. In Spurs, in that first half, posed more of a threat than
Spurs.
Not even that. I think Spurs in that first half probably gave us more of a game than I've seen us play all season.
To be fair, from what I saw in the Spurs game, right, is the first half. I knew what Spurs and Nuno's plan was straight away. which was they're going to pressure in the first half, really try and get on the upper hand, snatch a goal or two. Second half, sit back, hit you on the counter. That was always going to be Spurs' game plan. What happened is they did have the upper hand. They were very dominant in that first half. They didn't get the goals. Second half, they sat back and tried hitting you on the counter and then got sort of opened up a few times. But I want to talk about Kante coming on from Mount because
I was about to get to that though. What annoyed me was I think for Spurs that the best way should have been they sit against us and play us on the counter attack. Because I think Son would have probably ripped us up, but they didn't do that. They attacked us, and if that was so obvious for them to do, I think Tuchel maybe got it a bit wrong in the first half, or not wrong, but I think if we were going to play on the counter against them, he should have played Werner instead of Mount. And I get it's a big decision to make, and it's a big call, and he didn't do it. So I guess fair enough, but he rectified that in the second half. Half-time he took Mount off, brought Kante on, and that allowed us to take more control of that midfield and press Spurs higher up the pitch. I think Kante, Jorginho, Kovacic together as a three is the best midfield three in Europe. It's probably one of the best threes I've seen since Modric, Casemiro and Kroos in their prime, and Xavi, Iniesta, and Busquets. It's a world-class midfield three. But the way we play right now, we don't play that way, which is so annoying. It's a valuable asset to have. But we take off Mount, Lukaku, Havertz up front, and we go 2-0 up quite quickly. That set piece Thiago Silva scored from, we were trying to do that in the first half. Attack the front post and get flick-ons or whatever. We're trying to do that in the first half. Then we get the second, and Spurs keep pressing, and it makes it quite easy. Werner comes on, and we just continuously play on the counter-attack. I think Mount now has to be dropped from the side because he's going to cost us. Because if Mount made the right decisions in the first half, we could have been 1-0 up or 2-0 up. He keeps making these wrong decisions, and against City, we can't make that mistake again because City will punish us, and we'll be 1 or 2-0 on against City, and the game will be done.
Would you play Werner? Would you play Werner against City? Because for City,
yes.
Correct me if I'm wrong. You're going to play how Ollie does and all the rest, which City just cannot handle. Which is you're going to sit back, let them have the ball, let Grealish, dance around like an absolute twat with the ball, and then once you get the ball, you're going to be prolific. You're going to be quite quick on the counter. You're going to be very pinpoint with your passing, which is basically the minute the defenders get the ball, straight into Jorginho, straight up to a Lukaku with Werner running off it.
Yeah, people complain and can say Werner misses chances or whatever. And there were two, when he came on, Lukaku putting through, and you could definitely say one of the chances he probably should have scored. There's the other one though where the ball wasn't played as well. So
I know the one you're on about it.
But
it was played too close to him. Yeah.
This is his first start in the Prem, or not first start, first actual appearance in the Prem. He has a goal contribution and assist. Mount only has one, and he's played every game for us. Havertz only has one goal against Liverpool. So people are saying Werner misses all these chances. Mount is supposed to play as part of our forward line, and he's not getting assists. He only has one.
Yeah.
That's not. Smith Rowe doesn't have an assist this season. That's the levels we're trying to compare here, and that's embarrassing for me. So Mount has to be rested a bit and taken out. Maybe even Havertz, arguably you could say, but Havertz in the second half he did play well. So, but again, it's difficult because we know and how they like to control the midfield and everything. I want to see Kante, Jorginho, and Kovacic because we'll boss them in midfield.
We'll get into
we play Werner up top with Lukaku, and Werner will miss 1 or 2 chances, and the crowd will get on us back. So maybe we play Havertz with them, and then Werner comes on second half. But whenever Tuchel decides, I trust him 100%. He's on form right now, the best manager in the world. So
I hear that. Max, I'll go to you next. Tottenham. I want to talk Tottenham and Nuno. Nuno's had an interesting start to his time at Tottenham. He got the 3-1-0 wins at the start. one manager of the month, which I don't think he should have, to be honest. I don't think Tottenham were overly great in those games. He then got absolutely mauled to death by Patrick Vieira's Palace, then mauled to death again by Thomas Tuchel. How have you rated Nuno's start at Spurs?
I've seen him. Obviously, I saw him a good manager at Wolves, and now ever since he's been at Tottenham, I've been questioning how he will go about the rest of the season, because this is the second time in a row that Spurs have lost 3-0. Lost to Crystal Palace, which was very unexpected. Then lost to Chelsea, which wasn't really, but you know. Nuno, he's a good manager, and he deserves the praise for what he did at Wolves. But ever since he's come to Spurs, something slipped up, and former club Wolves and Watford 1-0 wins, but I feel like it's not enough. He needs to prove himself in North London derby, mostly next week or this week. Because if he doesn't, then I don't know what the next step is for Spurs, because really they've got a brilliant atmosphere in that stadium that they should be using that as a motive to get the players forward, get the players passing it around and stuff. And then
I know that massive single tier stands is really something else.
That is
that's a really, really nice single tier stand. It is really big as well. Like a lot of noise. There's a potential, and I'm not saying there hasn't been, but there's a potential for a lot of noise in there. Really, it's a lovely stadium. It is a really, really nice stadium.
Yeah,
I'd love to be able to go away day there. It'd be lovely.
They really have done
state of the art.
The lights
they've done wonders
around the outside on the night is brilliant as well. So.
Yeah, they've done wonders on the stadium, but unfortunately, I can't remember apart from maybe Poch to really get that stadium bouncing.
They've focused more on the stadium than they have on their performance.
Well, no, and I sort of understand why Daniel Levy has, because unfortunately nowadays it's very difficult to build something like this, then be playing away from home, all of that. I don't think they've got the managerial decisions right by any stretch.
I mean,
of the imagination.
away from home at Wembley, they were doing really, really well. I mean, that season that they moved into the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium or White Hart Lane or whatnot, they reached the Champions League final where we beat them. I mean, it was a drop off from there. To be fair, I thought that was. Yeah. I know I keep sidetracking here, so I do apologise. But since that final, I thought that was I thought that was a bit of a milestone for Tottenham. I thought they were on for better good things, but then obviously Pochettino left, and then Jose Mourinho came in and kind of wasn't ever really the right manager for Tottenham.
The way I see it, either team that lost that final would go on a shocking run. I predict. If Tottenham had won that final, I think Liverpool and Jurgen would really struggle. I don't think they would have won that Prem the next year. Whereas if Tottenham lose, I think they've also, because you've got so close, and for Liverpool it would have been so close twice, but for Spurs, because they got to that final, they couldn't really get over the line. Then Poch sort of couldn't really. I don't think Poch was able to get himself up for it again. I don't think Poch was able to get the team sort of believing again. And that's where I think Tottenham have fallen down. Then they obviously bring in Mourinho, which was never going to work.
I think that's where Klopp's came in, to be fair, with Liverpool, because obviously 15-16 we lost the League Cup and the Europa League. 16-17 we got into we qualified for the Champions League for the first time in, I think, 3 years. We got to the Kiev final. Obviously, that would have been really hard on the players, but they got them back up there. And then obviously we won the Champions League, and then it wasn't really basking in the glory of the Champions League for so long, because then it was onto the Prem. I think that's been the mentality of Liverpool for a bit. God knows what would have happened if we had lost that league, though, because before then, Jurgen Klopp had a bit of a track record of losing finals. I mean, there's no underestimating Klopp as a manager. Like, but maybe questions might have been asked. But I love him. I love him. I wouldn't have asked questions after that final.
I do think
his methods at Liverpool and the values that he's put in, Shankly, really, I think something would have definitely come out of it. Go on, sorry.
But you can't question anything about Klopp.
Moving back to the game, because we've got 30 minutes into it. Kenny, briefly, this game, Tottenham 0, Chelsea 3. Any surprises?
Listen, Tottenham, they're not going to have a special season whatsoever. They had a decent start, but honestly, they got a 3-win against City, then Wolves and Watford aren't really the greatest, most prestigious teams, are they? They have the North London derby next. I do worry for them in that, actually, because I think Arsenal will be able to sneak it. But yeah, I don't expect too much big things from Tottenham this season. As for Chelsea, who can stop them, honestly? Who can stop Chelsea? They're on an absolute roll, and I don't know when they're going to stop. I mean, if it weren't for getting 10 minutes at Liverpool, they would be on 5 wins right now. So, yeah, I'm not sure who's going to be able to stop Chelsea. They're probably winning. But, yeah, that's all that we have to say.
Tottenham got spanked, says Mustafa. When says everyone smash the like button, please be nice to my Prime, my guy, 100%. First half Spurs were showing signs of life, then just went into the mud second half. Tottenham will beat Arsenal next week. But Gabby, briefly summarise this game.
For me, it just shows why Tuchel's the best manager currently in the Premier League. He's a manager who's got ruthlessness. He's got a mix of, I don't know how to describe it. He's got the perfect team with the perfect depth, with the perfect choices like that. Kante for Mount, so completely changed the game. It didn't allow Tottenham to go on the counter because Tuchel probably could have told that he was going on the counter in the second half. And it just allowed Chelsea to control the game in the second half because they made them quick changes.
100%. I completely agree. You're right. Tuchel is currently the best manager in the Premier. I mean, he's just won the Champions League, so of course that gives him quite a bit. And then he's re-added to that by bringing in Lukaku. And don't forget, if this was Tuchel who had the whole season last year, they'd probably go and win the title. Because you look at their form in the second half of the season, they were a beast. You couldn't stop Chelsea.
He's done really well. Tuchel saying that he's only really been there. He hasn't even been there a calendar year yet. You know what I mean? He only came in January.
Yeah,
and stayed in for the Champions League title. But he is a really good manager. And,
this Chelsea side's the first team I've actually worried that could go invincible.
I don't know if they'll go invincible. I've got Chelsea as favourites for the title, but I don't have them as invincible.
They've got City next. They will beat City in my opinion. And with all
I think whoever will win that.
Invincible?
He did, yeah.
We'll go. Okay.
Look,
well, if we're going invincible, I don't want a fake invincible. I don't want 12 draws. That doesn't count.
Right.
I
think whoever wins that.
Competitions. I don't want to lose more games in all competitions than Man United. That doesn't count as invincible.
I think whoever wins that City-Chelsea game, is it next week? I think whoever wins that it'll put out a statement, definitely.
Yeah. I don't think
to each other, and obviously if we're going for the title this year.
We'll get into City in a bit, but I don't actually rate them too much at the moment.
Liverpool and Chelsea have the same results every game week as well.
They have, yeah. Without Martial, United and nothing, says Mustafa. I'm definitely not agreeing with that.
They're playing without Martial.
Yeah. Look, we're not even gonna get into that one. But moving on to the Molineux next, and Brentford got a really good, impressive 2-0 win.
Actually, I'm about to head. Can we speak about Arsenal first before I go?
Arsenal?
If you don't mind, sorry.
Where is Arsenal? Oh. Arsenal. There's Arsenal. Right. Fine, give us your thoughts on this one, and then we'll go back to Molyneux and then we'll carry on.
Cool.
Yeah, what was your thoughts on this game, Prime?
Can we kill off this thing of Arsenal fans saying Gabriel is a world-class centre-back, or that he gets into Chelsea's team, or he gets into top teams? It's annoying. It's got to die. Honestly, it has to die. He's not. He's not even that much better than Chalobah at Chelsea, and he's average.
He does get in this Chelsea team, and he's bad.
He does not get into this Chelsea.
Gabby,
where does he
start?
Wait, hold on. Gabby, where does he start at Chelsea? We play a back three, remember? Where does he start?
Right, first of all, the only defender for you who probably gets over him is Thiago Silva. He starts over Rudiger and Christensen.
He doesn't start over Rudiger, and even Thiago Silva doesn't start for us. It's Christensen. So,
he still does start for you, and he starts over one of Rudiger or Christensen. Thiago Silva is the centre back.
He doesn't start over Rudiger. He doesn't even start over Thiago Silva, and Silva's not a starter. He's not better than Chelsea centre backs. He's not better than Man United centre backs. He's not better than Lindelof. Yeah. And Lindelof sits on the bench. People know I don't like Laporte, and he's not better than Laporte, and he's on City's bench. He's not better than Johnny Evans, Fofana.
Is he better?
Can he shut up?
When you look at Liverpool, he's not better than Gomez, Matip, or Kunate. What's it? And Spurs as centre backs. He's not better than Romero, and he's not better than Tanganga. And Sanchez and
even Brighton centre backs, even Bunny Brighton centre backs.
Kenny.
Right, this guy's not a world class centre. He's not better than Chiellini or Bonucci. He's not better than Koulibaly. He's not better than Sergio Ramos. He's not better than Marquinhos. He's not better than Kimpembe. I can keep naming more. He's not better than Romagnoli. He's not better than.
I don't believe he's world class just yet, but he's getting on that level.
He's not getting to any level. He's an average centre back. Why did you spend 50 million on Ben White this season? When you told me last season, right? You told me in the summer Arsenal have the third best defence. You're the one that told me that. Why did you spend 50 million on Ben White?
I said third best defence statistically.
Okay, and yes, fine. Then why did you spend 50 million on Ben White?
Because David Luiz left.
But you didn't need to spend 50 million on a defender.
Yeah, but the difference is David Luiz was still, whether we like it or not, was still the key part. And going into a season where Rob Holding's your only right centre back won't be a smart choice.
I mean, Ben White going from Leeds to Arsenal is probably 50 million.
Back.
I mean, that is a lot. That's obviously a lot, but I mean, he is a decent centre back. Hang on.
My point is, if Gabriel's is world class,
I think going from like rivals Leeds to Arsenal, I think 50 million really in the like the money inflated Premier League entertainment industry that is 2021-22. I think 50 million for Ben White is probably an appropriate fee.
No, but you don't understand. I like Ben White, but you don't understand. Yeah. There are better centre backs you could have got for cheaper in Europe instead of spending 50 million on Ben White. Maybe you have Gabriel, who's a world class centre back, and people know my views on top tier world class centre backs. You should be able to raise the profile of defenders with you, and Gabriel can clearly not do that. When you have to spend 50 million on Ben White, who's better than Gabriel, by the way.
You know what? Really, it isn't really my argument, to be honest. It probably shouldn't have intervened.
It's all right, Paul. I mean, when Prime and Gabby get going, it can turn into WrestleMania.
It's not a Gabby thing. Arsenal keep talking about Gabriel like he's special. He's not.
I know that.
He is.
He's not.
He doesn't have a weakness. He's 23. In fact, you can say rawness is his weakness.
What's his best attribute? His rawness. Okay, what's his best attribute?
I say his best attribute is probably blocking. He's a really good blocker. Like, he can make them last-ditch blocks.
Okay, so like Thiago Silva can do, like Rudiger, like Christian, like Kurt Zuma, last-ditch tackles.
Okay,
and Kurt Zuma's not good enough for Chelsea. Kurt Zuma's better than Gabriel.
I'm still saying that one of his best attributes, because he's always in the right place at the right time, is
clearly not. You guys were 8th last season.
All right, but was that our defense's fault or was that our attacking?
It's Gabriel's fault that you guys were in relegation and losing games last season. It's Gabriel's fault.
It just wasn't.
I don't think you two are quite going to see eye to eye on Gabriel. But yeah, I just you two are never going to see eye to eye on this one. So
no, but I just don't. I don't get it. And nothing you've given me is justifiable as to why.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
No,
you think he had a world class season last season? He didn't.
Can we have like a Gabriel debate on this channel? Let's talk
Yes.
EPL. Gabriel debate,
Yeah.
just you two. Just you two for about 50 minutes a week.
it would be brilliant. We definitely
You know
will
what?
be doing
That'd actually be entertaining.
Yeah, we'll definitely.
If you genuinely want to do it, I'll do it tomorrow.
Oh, here we go.
I don't understand this Gabriel thing. I don't understand.
Are you free Wednesday?
What time Wednesday?
6 p.m.
Yeah.
Gabby?
One sec, let me check the schedule.
Get the popcorn. I'm cancelling my plans.
I should be back by then.
Excellent. 6 p.m. Wednesday, Gabriel debate. I look forward to that. But I know it's going to be great. But Prime, you said you had to go, didn't you? So I'll definitely. Yeah. Well, I'll see you Wednesday then. This should be the most entertaining debate I've ever seen.
What, an hour on just Gabriel? That's. Is there other players that we disagree on?
I'm sure we'll find them out on that day, Prime. I'm sure there's many. We'll talk about Saka and Emil Smith Rowe if you want.
Don't do that. I rate Saka. No, I'll fight you as well. Don't do that. I rate Saka.
Okay, we'll do Emil Smith Rowe, and you won't find me. I won't be talking.
He's the baller.
Catch you in a bit, mate. Catch you in a bit.
Not a baller. Let's not do this.
Fine. I'll catch you in a bit, Prime. All right.
Bye.
I'm clipping that. Now, I want to get back. I want to get into this one. That was fiery. I have got a video to show you guys as well for the Arsenal one. It's some comments I made in the summer because I'm visionary. Now, on to Molyneux. Wolves Brentford. It was quite an entertaining game. If you're a Brentford fan, if you're a Wolves fan, you're probably hitting your head against a brick wall. To be fair, Kenny, I will start with you on this one. Brentford. They're looking good at the moment, aren't they?
I mean, yeah, Brentford, I think they've started the season quite well. They face Liverpool next, so I just hope they can get points out of that.
Brentford.
So let's just hope that Brentford manage to beat Liverpool.
They'll lose.
Thank you.
But it's not going to be that good.
I mean, we can always agree to disagree on this one.
I don't think a United fan and a Liverpool fan are gonna agree on.
Yeah, let's not make that a debate. Like,
yeah, crikey, let's
equals pocketed.
Do you know what? I think next week against Brentford, is it home or away?
Brentford Stadium. So it's at the Brentford Community Stadium.
Really, we should be beating them. Really,
well, if you have aspirations for a title run, then yeah, I'd agree with that. You probably do need to be.
Yeah. Obviously, we should beat them. I'm not undermining them at all, by the way, because they are a good team. They got Thomas Frank at the helm. They've got some good players like Ivan Toney, who's definitely want to look out for and want to watch out if he's on the if he's playing against you. But I think really, if we are going for the title, obviously. Yeah,
exactly.
Should be beaten.
I hear that. But yeah, Brentford looking good. And again, I don't mean to demean these clubs, but we will run through these quite quickly because we've got a lot still to do. Bailey over Gabriel, do not respond to that, Gabby. Villa is coming up soon. Big up to Wolf. Villa, a small club, says Mustafa. Villa is a small club, says Wolf. Everyone targeting Villa, yeah. Gabby, Brentford Wolves. Calm down, Gabby. Gabby, Brentford Wolves, what did you make of the match?
I thought it was actually a very decent game. Wolves have just been what Wolves have been this season. Last season's Brighton, were they just getting all these chances and not finishing them. I think Jimenez should have scored at least 2 that game.
Yeah.
But to be honest, I'm just going to give Jimenez a few months before I start judging him because he's just come back from a long-term injury and that just could be rustiness getting back into.
Yeah. No, that's a very mature way of looking at it, because Jimenez, what he suffered through last season, the injury, everything, coming back to even be playing football this season, I think is remarkable. Slen says, big up, boys. Big up, Slen. But Paul, what did you make of this game?
I didn't watch it, to be fair. I'll be completely honest. I'm watching the highlights back now. I'm watching the highlights back now, to be honest.
Love it.
As we speak, trying to make an opinion quickly, but yeah, I'll be honest. I wasn't able to watch quite a few games. Obviously, the Liverpool match I watched, but yeah, I wasn't able to watch loads of games. I'll be honest, but I mean that's a decent win against. It's a decent win against Wolves. I'm watching the Tony penalty now. The way he struck that, that was.
What were your views on that penalty? Because I thought the Wolves player was an absolute idiot for giving that away. I mean, he didn't even attempt to try and get the ball. He was just
he rugby tackled him here.
Exactly, he's just rugby tackled Ivan Toney to the floor. It was quite amusing. I've absolutely no idea what he's doing. He's having a mare, judging from what I can tell.
Jump on each other. What's going on there?
I think he's got a bit nervous about Ivan Toney, and he's gone out.
Looks as if
he's just absolutely crapped himself.
I mean, that'd be totally justifiable if it was Messi or Ronaldo. you know what I mean? But I mean, I'm not not undermining Ivan Toney, but
he's not Ronaldo or Messi, though, is he?
I know, but he scored 30.
No, I know.
You can piss off Ivan Toney. I'd take him out of my fantasy team and he decides to score a goal.
I forgot to do my fantasy team. Left red carded Antonio in, and I was absolutely
points from.
Well, it's okay. We'll go through the fantasy. We'll go through fantasy in a bit. But Max, anything to say on this game before we do Villa? We're doing Villa next, DC. All right, you're up next.
Wolves, you're fucked at the moment. Brentford,
excellent.
Well done. Great start. Big up.
Excellent. Tony. Love that. Straight to the point. Love it. Gotta love it. Now, where are Villa? Here we go. We'll do Villa next. So, Aston Villa smashing Everton 3-0. And one of us is going to be delighted by this result. I'll let you have a guess which one. By the way, he's probably from Liverpool. I thought Villa were absolutely...
in school today.
I thought they were brilliant. Do you know what? This game was really weird in the first half. It was so end to end. It was unreal. Villa would attack, then Everton would attack. Villa would attack. Everton had a fair few good chances as well. If Rondon, scores that header, that's a goal. But then
to Everton honest,
Everton had a fair few good chances. But then that second half is like really turned on its head. Matty Cash getting a goal, Leon Bailey getting a goal from a corner, and then a counter attack. Obviously, Leon Bailey didn't actually score it. It was I want to say it was an own goal, but it was a really solid performance from Villa. But Paul, did you watch this one
again? I don't know what invited me on because I wasn't able to watch a lot of the matches. So I honestly do. Honestly, I honestly apologise.
As long as you watch the Liverpool one, as long as you watch the Liverpool one, all is good.
I mean, on paper, I didn't think Villa would beat them 3-0. I mean, I try and be as diplomatic as possible when it comes to Everton and the likes of Man United. I didn't see them getting beat 3-0. I thought they could. I thought they could take it to Villa Park, to be honest, and get a good game out of them. I'm looking at the highlights now. They had chances, definitely.
Yeah,
but they just failed. They just failed to deliver, didn't they? And again, I've just looked back at the Matty Cash goal. Quite. Did that take a deflection there? But on
so.
Like preview, definitely didn't look like a 3-0 win to Villa. I mean, Villa are a good team, but Everton are they are a decent team.
Yeah, no, I
again trying to sound as diplomatic as I possibly can.
Did you watch the United match, Paul? whack up the highlights of that
Again.
game. It was
Again.
trust me, whack to that one. That was an interesting one.
I feel terrible, you know.
Um,
I'm
shots on target and everything. I had one shot on goal. It wasn't exactly the greatest game for getting shots on goal, but yeah, I thought Leon Bailey's goal was absolutely amazing. I think Villa, they're going to start to get back on track. Actually, seeing the next games. I know Chelsea win the Carabao Cup and United away. But then after that, they've got some winnable games. They've got Tottenham away, Wolves at home, and Arsenal away. So they could get, I think they probably could get actually 9 points out of those 3 games, I'll be honest.
Excuse me.
Calm down.
Fernandez, though, I've just watched that Ronaldo goal. I mean, Fernandez is a really good player.
We'll get into Bruno because I'm
I know he plays for United, but I really rate Fernandez. I mean, that ball into Ronaldo is perfect.
We'll get into Bruno in a bit. I'm not too happy with him, to be completely honest with you. But no, Villa were good. I did manage. I did watch on this game actually, so it was a really good game, really end to end, really impressive. Max, anything to add?
Just a very dominant performance from Villa, really. That's all I've got to say. Mike Cash, well done. 33rd appearance in the competition. So, big up to you, lad.
Yeah. Paul, I wouldn't bother watching the highlights this game because this game was absolutely shocking. If you do want a good game to watch highlights of, Norwich-Watford, that was a good game. I covered that one on. We did Score Centre. Me and Kenny did, and that was one of my featured matches I was watching, along with Palace and Liverpool. But to be fair, that I'm gonna say this as politely as possible. The Norwich game was so much more entertaining. I'm not gonna lie, it was so good. But no, that was a good game. But Kenny, you actually did watch this game, much to your dismay, I think. Bring back your suit now? Absolutely not. I'm too.
Did you have a suit now?
Yeah, we had Aaron's performance review on the EFL show, so we all suited and booted apart from Aaron.
Did you?
No, Mafia boss by day, YouTube streamer by night. Go, thank you. But Kenny, you watched this game. You saw lots of goals though, Kenny, didn't you?
Well, let's not talk about that. What I do want to talk about though is how overrated Man City are. 0 shots on targets against Southampton at home. I'm sorry. This needs to be talking about more.
You almost
0 shots on target.
Even we got a shot on target against Southampton away from home.
You got a goal against Southampton.
Yeah, exactly. And that was, of course, Starboy Mason Greenwood. What was Starboy Phil Foden doing here? Well, obviously not much.
I
don't know how it wasn't given. How was that penalty not given? I'll never understand.
Yeah.
City playing the referees again. I thought Southampton were better, you know. I thought actually Southampton dominated in some parts. And I'll be honest, for Man City, that's awful. For Man City side, in all aspects, were favourites before the season to win the league. To a load of people. They've still got the 2 good squads, but as I saw today, not today, but I saw on Saturday, they didn't get a missing piece that was a striker. They needed a striker that game because they couldn't. Yeah. You couldn't see it because they didn't get a shot on target. I mean, Jesus Christ, that was a shit. They needed a striker. They didn't get it. That was a failure of a window, and it ended up getting nil against Southampton. Honestly, they should have lost because Ward-Prowse on set pieces, penalties, free kicks. He's never going to miss them, is he? So it should have been 1-0 Southampton. And honestly, I mean, Southampton wasted quite a few times as well. And fair play to Southampton. I thought they were going to have a shit season, relegated. I mean, but now it looks like they're doing quite well, of course. I mean, I tell you about Southampton, they need to start winning games. They can't just carry on just drawing.
Yeah, no, that's fair. That's fair to say. But Gabby, did you watch this game?
The Arsenal game was at the same time, but did watch highlights. Didn't really see about nothing.
Yeah, no, I agree. Obviously, you watched. I'm presuming you watched the Arsenal game on a completely legal stream. You know, absolutely didn't break the law. I didn't break the law twice and watch 2 games on. I would never watch 2 games on a legal stream. Absolutely not. Max,
Definitely not.
Definitely not. That's not my style. Absolutely not. Fuck you, Boris Johnson. No, fuck you, Boris. So just let us watch 3 p.m. games, Boris. Don't be a dick. Now, Max, what about you? What did you make of this game?
Well,
did you watch it first?
Yes, I did.
Excellent.
City, you are dire. You wanted to play more direct, just without the C and the T in this game. Anyway, I just want to say one quick thing. United and City have the same thing in common, if you think about it.
To be honest, though, City always starts
They
slow,
both
then
got
they
a
just
point against the Saints.
Yeah.
That's kind of unforgivable. But anyway, Hassan Hootel's side, well done.
Yeah.
Because you fully deserve that. Because City are shite. City is a third, or maybe even 4th now, and they don't really deserve to be there. But all right.
I don't even think they're that high up the table. Well, I've got the table at the end. I've got the table up at the end, so we'll have a look at that in a bit. But this game, boy oh boy, I watched this game. I loved it. Right, this was entertaining. Entertainment on ice. Just get the champagne because it was beautiful to watch. Now, you're probably thinking I'm being sarcastic. I'm genuinely not. Watford dominated the game though. Watford clear domination. Timo Pukki did get a goal for Norwich. I thought Brandon Williams looked good on the left-hand side. Again, his team did lose, but I thought he was one of the better performers for Norwich. I thought Billy Gilmore went a bit quiet. I thought he was quite quiet in the game, if I'm being completely honest with you. I expect more from Billy. I expect him to, especially against Watford, right? This isn't a team that, these aren't completely, it's not like you're facing Liverpool or Manchester United. This is a team that came up with you guys and you won the title. They didn't.
Got minerals.
So for me, I do expect Billy Gilmore to do better in these games. He did go a bit quiet. I thought it was interesting that Todd Cantwell wasn't playing or didn't start, actually, shall I say. I thought that was a strange move from Daniel Farke. But Gabby, what the hell is happening there?
That playback is mad.
I've got more playback than fucking Jesus Christ. But yeah, Gabby, what did you make?
From what I saw, I think my prediction of Norwich staying up, which I made before the season, is far from off the mark. I thought, I do agree that Gilmore did look disappointing, but I only watched the highlights, so
yeah.
But he's not really looked all that throughout the season from what I've seen from this Norwich side.
Yeah. No, I agree. Gabby, I think it's coming from you, mate. Actually, no, it's not. One minute, let me mute Kenny. Was it Kenny? Yeah, I think it was Kenny,
No,
was it Kenny?
It's not. Like, I can assure you.
I've no idea. It seems to have gone now anyway, so that's fine. That was weird. I hate hearing my own voice on a stream. I don't mind watching it back. I've got used to hearing my own voice. But
no one likes hearing their own voice.
I know. I've had to get used to it because
I don't know why. The proper does my head in. It really does.
I don't like it. It definitely sounds differently to when I'm speaking. Like when you hear it when you're talking, it's fine. But when you watch back a stream, it's absolutely horrific. But yeah, I obviously now I'm starting to clip stuff. I've sort of got used to it. But Penginio, hi, I'm finished. Yeah, I hear that. Is that you, Mustafa? Who do you think it is, Wolf? Who do you think it is? But no, I do expect
wasn't Wolf on the stream the other day on the Liverpool show?
No, that would have been Velvishwan. That's Velvishwan.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Velvishwan's the other one. But Kenny, did you watch this game?
Well, no, but I watched it on Match of the Day. I just thought Watford, they look good. I think the Saw's good. They're 11th right now. I think with Watford, they've got to win against Villa, they've got to win against Norwich. Then getting wins in these types of games is very important. They've got Newcastle, and they've got Leeds to Newcastle. So that's two very, very big games. Considering where the Leeds and Newcastle are. Leeds might not be there, but at the end of the season, let's just say they are very, very good.
I do think Norwich. I do think Norwich should have had a penalty as well.
Yeah,
that was a very.
Keep on this game, they should be safe. As for Norwich, they just.
Yeah.
That's a terrible slice ball.
They're down already.
I hear that. But Paul, you watching the game back, I think, aren't you?
Yeah. No, again, I do apologise.
It's all right, mate. What have you made of it?
I mean, it looked a highly entertaining game. It really did.
It really was.
It looked a shocking slice from that Norwich defended at the very end. I think really you could argue that it was unlucky. I think like we all do slice the ball sometimes. Mm-hmm. It happens to the best of us, but it just happened at the worst moment in time for him. Yeah. But
I hear that.
Yeah, I think Norwich's first goal was quite good. Timo Pukki. Mm-hmm. He did well to get him behind and get that goal, and it was I think it was Campbell who put it over the top. That was a really
no, who was it?
Nice
who was
ball.
It that put it through?
But yeah, I was a really that was quite a nice goal. I think who was that? He's got white hair.
Pukki.
Not Pukki.
It was Norman. Matthias Norman.
Matthias Norman. But that was that was a very nice ball.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah. No, I
rate Timo Pukki. I think he's a good striker.
Mm. Niall, is Paul an OG or is he a new panelist? He is a new panelist, but he's settling in absolutely brilliantly. Now, on to the next game. Is your game, Paul? Now you definitely watch this one. It is Anfield. It is Anfield. What did you make of the game?
Do you know what? I mean, 3-0. Can't complain, but it was 1-0 for a very long time, and I didn't think it was the most convincing win of all time. I thought Crystal Palace definitely had the chances, and like if I don't think we weren't sloppy, but we weren't amazing. Yeah. I think a lovely goal by Keita, very very lovely goal by Keita. We wrapped it up in the end, which was brilliant. You can't complain when you're having when your team's having a bad game, but they wrap it up at the end because that's what anyone's asking, to be honest. So they did that bit right, definitely. It just it didn't look it didn't look like it didn't look spectacular. You know what I mean? I don't want to be overly critical of a 3-0 win against a bogey team because I haven't got like I'm not gonna sit here and like slate the team because they won 3-0, but yeah, I mean at the end of the day I could go on about that or not, but it was a 3-0 win and on to Brentford next week.
It got better when Curtis Jones came onto the pitch, didn't it?
Yeah. I do really like Curtis Jones as well. I don't, but my uncle's got a problem with him though. I don't know whether he's watching, but Gary, Curtis Jones is good. I don't know what you're talking about, but yeah, I do really rate Curtis Jones. I think he's a really nice. I think he's a good player. Definitely one for the future. Definitely up there with the likes of Harvey Elliott. Such a shame against Leeds, like, but yeah. I mean, I as I say, 3-0 win.
Yeah, I hear that. That goal from Naby Keita.
Oh yeah.
What?
Naby Keita. I thought he's played really well the past couple of games.
Yeah.
I mean, he was very promising against Milan. He was very promising against Palace as well. It's just we haven't saw that throughout his tenure at Liverpool. I mean, he's been here since what, 2018?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
But
he's been there 3 years.
He's obviously been injury prone, hasn't he? But when you see when you see glimpses of him, of what he can actually do at Liverpool and really fulfill that number 8 role. I just feel bad that he's like the injuries that he's had, because he could be he could be and he could have been. I don't mean could have been in a past tense, because he's still what 29 is he, something like that.
Yeah.
He's still, he could still definitely have a future at Liverpool. I mean, he is a good midfielder. It's just he just hasn't been able to get a run in the squad.
Yeah.
And obviously,
Maybe
when
his
he
time
has
is
been-
now.
Yeah, I mean, it gets to a point with every player where they may be injured or might not be able to get into the team at the start, but then there's that time to shine, and then obviously if it goes well, i.e. Fabinho, Alexander-Arnold, Andy Robertson when Moreno was injured for that first half of the 17-18 season, and Moreno was actually playing quite well at the start of that season, from what I can remember. But obviously, like, they shine, and like the rest is history. Sometimes they don't shine and they just eventually fade away, i.e. Markovic, Jordan Ives, people like that. But I'd agree with you there. I think his time is now. He's definitely got the potential to make it his time. He's just gotta keep fit.
Penginio says, I can't believe people think I deserve the Ballon d'Or.
I mean, a little bit unrelated, like, but
is what it is, really. But Kenny, quickly, what did you make of the game? You're muted.
Well, from what I did see of it, I saw that Palace at the start before Liverpool had their first goal. I think it was Benteke missed a couple of chances. Correct me if I'm wrong. But Palace, I mean, they could have been about 2-0 before that first goal. They probably should have been. It wasn't really convincing from Liverpool, but what I will say is that getting these wins over the line and making it 3-0.
Exactly. That's what I've been trying to say. We get those wins over the line. I mean, you were notorious for it. You were absolutely notorious for it. Getting through. And do you know what? That's what champions do. You were famous for like your Fergie squeaky bum time. You know what I mean? The Fergie time. But in the end, that's what champions do. 18-19 season, that Vincent Kompany strike. I mean, I was watching that thinking, oh my God, we could be in a position to win the league. And then Vincent Kompany comes on and absolutely shatters my dreams. Do you know what I mean? I mean, we won it the next season, but that's what champions do.
Yeah.
I'm not. You know what? I probably sound like I'm saying Liverpool are going to be champions here. I hope they are, and they could well be. But I mean, champions. The champions elect should be winning these games. Is what I mean.
Well, I've put my money on
I'm not saying
Norwich.
we're going to win the league in September.
Well, I've put my money on Norwich to win the league. They just look a class act right now. I am joking. I'm being very sarcastic there. But Max, what about you?
Hashtag Naby Keita goals. Mane gets his 100th goal. He's the 18th player to score.
Yeah, I missed that actually.
In all competitions.
Yeah, well done, Mane.
And then Salah again. Great stuff from him. Virgil van Dijk, thank you very much. I'll take those 24 points. Cheers, mate. Keita, great strike. I'm loving life right now as a soft spot Liverpool person.
You've got a soft spot for Liverpool, United, and any Argyle sort of United, any club, any club really. Max loves a bit of all of them. What about you, Gabby? What do you make of this game?
I missed a bit of the highlights because I was too busy doing something, which is disclosed. But I thought the Keita goal
unbelievable.
was good. I like the little Cantona celebration he's done.
Yeah.
I just thought Liverpool looked like they could grind out wins in. Well, they're always. It's just what Liverpool are really. They just somehow always win. Even when they play mad, they can win. It's what champions do, though. So
No, I agree. We've done Villa already. On to this one, Gabby. Talk us through this one as an Arsenal fan.
Right. First half, I've got to say we was actually decent. We was attacking well. Second half was atrocious, if I'm being honest. The back four and Ramsdale kept it in us. Ben White was a bit sloppy at times, but overall had a good performance. We was really good but then as soon as it comes to the final third, we just couldn't hit the pass accurate, like with the right amount of power.
Yeah.
We should have scored at least 3 or 4 based on the chances we created. So, and pretty much Ramsdale did bail us out a few times, as did Gabriel, who, by the way, is right now probably my favourite Arsenal player at the moment based on form.
It's a win at Turf Moor, isn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, Turf Moor is an absolutely horrible place to go. It's up there with Stoke.
Yeah,
I mean, it could be
super dry. By the way,
you
the
know what I
ball
mean?
wasn't moving fast as well.
I think PSG would struggle with Turf Moor.
Yeah, they would.
They probably would.
It's Sean Dyche. It's Dyche. He knows how to frustrate teams. He's so good.
Football either, though. He was playing really good football.
Tactical mastermind.
Sean Dyche. But I've got a video to play. There's some comments I made back in the summer when a certain team were looking at a certain goalkeeper. So let's hear what I said, really. He's been relegated. I think Kenny sent me a picture. He's been relegated like 4 times in the last 4 years. If you're going to come to me with that nonsensical bullshit, then please don't. Because Aaron Ramsdale is a very good goalkeeper. The issue that Aaron has always had is he never had a good enough defence in front of him. Bournemouth was not good enough. Sheffield United were not good enough. The other two, they obviously were not good enough. Now look at Aaron directly. Look at Aaron Ramsdale directly as a player. He's very good. A very good player. Very good. He did have a bit of a shaky start at Sheffield United and at Bournemouth. He's also very young. He's 23 years old. He will make mistakes. But I think with a bit of good coaching and a good defence in front of him, he'll do wonders for any club. He really would. I actually see Aaron Ramsdale as England's number 1 above Dean Henderson. Now, I have very good reasons for this. I think Aaron is a fantastic shot stopper. I also think he can be very composed with the ball at his feet, as can Dean Henderson. I just really rate Aaron Ramsdale. I really do. But we'll have to wait and see on this one. But make no mistake, if Arsenal get Ramsdale, they've got a very good goalkeeper with extremely high potential and someone who could easily push Leno to the bench with ease. Now, how much of a visionary am I? Because everything I've said about...
Was that just me? Or did your voice go high-pitched for the second half of that?
Probably.
Was that just me? Was that just my...
I had to mention Ramsdale's leadership. I think I saw Tierney kind of beefing with 3 of the Burnley players, and I saw Ramsdale instantly come running in.
Yeah.
And then he posted something on his story going, "Protecting my fellow farmer boy," or something like that. And then even after the match, you can tell the difference between him and Leno. He doesn't back off away from conflict like Leno does. Because I think Ramsdale was a big part why that penalty got overturned, because he went in that rest phase screaming about it being bullshit.
Yeah.
If that Leno would have just laid down and accepted it. And he also hugged Gabriel at full time, which kind of shows we're kind of building a backbone in a way. Yeah.
No, I do agree with you there. Paul, what do you make of Ramsdale? Arsenal obviously not having the greatest time in their sort of history, but Ramsdale, do you sort of see him as someone who can take Arsenal a bit further than last season?
I'd probably say so, yeah. I mean, he's a good young keeper. He done well at Bournemouth. I think he done fairly well at Sheffield United. Obviously, as you said, then he didn't have the best defence in front of him. At Arsenal, he's got a better defence in front of him. But I mean, he is in a better side I would. I mean, maybe considering recent form, I'll say better. You know what I mean? Normally, I'd say that he's in a good side, but it doesn't look as if right now. But I mean, he definitely has a future ahead of him.
Yeah.
So does the likes of like even Meslier for Leeds United.
Yeah.
Obviously biased, but Kevin Kelleher for Liverpool. I could see him having the future. Trying to think.
Dean Henderson will have a good future.
Dean Henderson, exactly. Yeah, Dean Henderson. I think Dean Henderson will definitely have a future. I think is he starting more for United than David De Gea nowadays?
He was at the back end of last season, but I think Dean might have just lost his spot again, because I think David De Gea is just absolutely. He's had a great start to the season. We'll get into Team of the Week in a bit, but Jesus Christ, we've got a lot of good goalkeeper performances to pick from. It's going to be incredibly tough to pick our goalkeeper of the week. Next up, Brighton that beaten Leicester 2-1. We'll briefly touch on this one. Kenny, what do you make of this game?
Well, Brighton have had a great start to the season, but honestly, some of them very, very suspect. Some of them Morpay basically held Vestergaard's arm, and basically held him, and he got a penalty for it. What was that? And then apparently Bond was goody in the way of Sanchez for Leicester's and Leicester disallowed goal. But he had two. I think the first one was. The second one was not. It was one in the way of Sanchez, clearly not. So honestly, Leicester should have won this about 3-1. But sometimes you do have these VAR being poor games and you do lose. I would understand why Leicester fans would be angry. I mean, I've been there, trust me. I've been there because,
A United fan moaning about VAR? Are you taking the fucking piss?
No. We've had 0 penalties this season.
My heart bleeds for you. It absolutely bleeds for you. Do you know what? This could be karma for the amount of times Fergie got decisions, Paul, Brighton, they've had a good start to the season. What do you make of Graham Potter's start?
Yeah, I mean, I've just been having a look then. They're third in the league now. I mean, Brighton are definitely a decent young side. I mean, they've got Sanchez, keeper, Basuma. They got that Tariq Lamptey, Neil Morpay up front. I mean, Graham Potter's quite a decent manager. He's fairly young, but he's progressive. I think Brighton are in a very good. They've got a decent future ahead of them. I think probably be a decent season for them, but I couldn't see them getting relegated anytime soon. I'm not saying they would. I mean, next few seasons couldn't see them getting relegated unless a bigger team came into Graham Potter, or a bigger team came in. If they lost Graham Potter, they're in a bit of trouble. I do as well. The point of a manager really is the project, isn't it? I mean, the manager should come in and should have most control. I mean, maybe you couldn't say that for the likes of Chelsea, who tinker with managers like Claudio Ranieri did with his teams. But I mean, whatever floats your boat, Chelsea. But I know at Liverpool we wouldn't really be a team for doing that. I mean, Jurgen Klopp, took him 4 years to win a trophy. Took Alex Ferguson 4 years to win the FA Cup. Never mind the Champions League. And I'm pretty sure a few United fans were calling for his head back then as well.
That was loads, mate. It was all loads to the newspapers.
They weren't too happy. Again, I wasn't. That was
Guys, if social media was around when Fergie first got a United job, Jesus Christ.
Oh God.
I would dread to have thought of what he would have been told.
I mean, Twitter is full on no man's land, anyways. I mean, the amount of sheer negativity on Twitter, it drains me. It genuinely drains me. I like Twitter. if I'm engaging with the right people, but it is horrible at times. It is, but that's social media. It can be absolutely horrible.
Yeah.
But anyways, Brighton, I like to definitely. I'm surprised Leicester got beat. I mean, it's supposed to be like they finished fifth. They finished fifth twice. I wouldn't say bottled it, but they came short. Past 2 seasons for top 4, they shouldn't be.
Yeah.
They should really be going to somewhere like GameX and getting at least a draw, and that's at least.
Yeah,
I mean, they should be beating them if they want to finish in the top 4.
Yeah, no, I hear that. Max, Leicester's start to the season has been quite shocking. Do you think they should be worried?
I'd probably say so at this point. Vardy, typical Vardy scoring. Lopez penalty. It was kind of a clear penalty, to be fair. Welbeck as well scoring. They're up to 4th now, which is brilliant for them.
Yeah.
But Leicester down in 12th with 2 wins out of 5 games. It's not good. It's not good at all. They were top team last season, placed in 5th. They've just fallen off, and with this loss, they'll have to carry this as a motive, really, for this week.
I hear that. Gabby, Brighton obviously a bigger club than Arsenal at the moment. What did you make of their win at the weekend?
Well, they're doing an Alberto Del Rio, the family cashing in their XG.
I'd say a lot of teams are bigger than Arsenal at the minute, to be honest.
Not bigger, maybe better.
Accrington and Stanley are probably bigger than Arsenal at the minute.
I'd just like to give props to my main man, Danny Welbeck, who made a remake of
Do you know what?
goal.
That'll come back to haunt me, actually. So I just... When did we play Arsenal? Don't clip this.
You always beat us 3-0.
Yeah. You're Arsenal. Oh, I didn't actually realise you were Arsenal. I'm sorry.
It's all right. Gabby's used to being bantered. He's an Arsenal fan. Come on.
Gabby, obviously Arsenal are bigger than Accrington Stanley.
I don't know about that. I might even put Harrogate Town over Arsenal at this precise moment.
Harrogate.
But I know. I'm reaching into the depths of League 2 there. But Gabby, Brighton, you said they're cashing in on their XG, which you're probably correct.
Yeah, I feel like this season have been actually a lot more clinical. And also, like I said, I'd like to point out that second Brighton goal where it was kind of like, it gave me flashbacks to, I think it was 2015 when Leicester won the league, when Welbeck scored that last minute winner.
Yeah. That
sold me dreams, and I don't want to be remembered as the team which bottled the league by losing 3-0 to Swansea.
Gabby, where are you from? Are you from up north?
Yeah.
Yeah. How come you support Arsenal? I'm not bothered, by the way. I'm just genuinely curious.
I think I started watching.
He lost a bet with his mate.
I think generally I started watching because of Samir Nasri, and then he snaked me.
No, I was trying to get the accents, and I was like, was that Manchester, or is that like?
Yeah, I was just about to say,
Manchester.
I think Gabby's a Manc, which just makes it even funnier that he picked Arsenal. Genuinely, he still made me laugh when I think about that. This game though, oh boy, this game had absolutely everything.
I've got an interesting take on this game.
Yeah, me as well, mate. Bruno Fernandes needs to be benched until Bruno Fernandes realizes that he plays with 9 other players other than Cristiano Ronaldo. He needs to take a seat on the bench.
Because, I mean, that was a nice ball in, though.
Beautiful ball in.
But that was a very nice ball in. But that's as much as I'll say.
All Bruno does,
though, putting in 50 balls per game to the same player, one's gonna hit.
Well, that's what I mean. Bruno was just picking out Ronaldo. Bruno wasn't picking out any other player barring Ronaldo. There was a few good times, a few positions where where Greenwood was in on the right-hand side, if Bruno just opens his goddamn eyes and feeds the ball to Greenwood, he's in a better position than Ronaldo. So I think either Bruno needs selling because he's not mature enough to play with other players other than Ronaldo. Ronaldo needs selling because he's affecting Bruno, or one of them needs benching because neither of them. Well, Ronaldo can't be player of other teammates anyway. We know what Ronaldo's about, but Bruno especially pissed me off. It was just. All he was doing was looking for his lover in the United shirt called Ronaldo and going, I'll just give the ball to you. I'll just give the ball to you. Fuck the other players. I don't want a player of them. It was so stupid.
That shouldn't be. Again, didn't watch the game, but I mean, from what you're saying, that shouldn't be happening at a team such as Man United. I mean, maybe Portugal a while ago. Not now, but maybe Portugal a while ago. That could have been justified. But I mean, Man United, there are some quality players at United. I mean, Ronaldo shouldn't be the be all, and I know he's like one of the great, like arguably the greatest player in the world, but he shouldn't be he shouldn't. Then again, I'm a Liverpool fan, aren't I? I mean, I don't know your name. I don't know your name above me, but I know you'll probably have a different. Yeah, I don't. You'll probably have a different point of view from me. I mean, I've never had a Ronaldo with a Messi in my team. But
what you're saying is right though, because they shouldn't rely on one man.
I mean, it depends on what type of team you're at. I mean, the likes of Barcelona and Real Madrid, Barcelona kind of they worshipped Lionel Messi, didn't they? I mean, he until recently he was a one club man, and he was like the focal point of Barcelona. I mean, Ronaldo, he's been at a few places, but where he has been, he probably has been the focal point. And I think that's just his personality. I mean, where he's been and the stigma that he brings round with him. I mean, he probably does expect to just walk into the team. And maybe coming back to United, he's probably like, oh well, this is probably familiar, but I mean, look, I'm not a United fan. I can't be 100% certain. I just mean I could be talking about any high caliber player coming in because at Liverpool, I wouldn't have it. I mean, I don't think many people in Liverpool would have it. We're not like, we've never really been like big player come in, rule the roost. So from in my lifetime, anyways.
No, I agree. Dylan says Bruno needs to be benched. Just stop, please. Lingard scores one goal and now he's better. This is true. Now, really, he watched Sonongo and Bento and fell in love with Arsenal.
Jan Sonogo. Is that his name?
Yeah, Sonogo. Shocking player. Martial should go to Spurs. Yeah, he does. Spurs or Leicester. But Kenny, what did you make of this game?
I thought West Ham played well. I thought we played better though. I thought we were quite good. It was a promising performance. Bruno Fernandes, though. I mean, as you said, he only passed to Ronaldo. I mean, I was getting a bit pissed off at certain points.
Do you think he should be benched?
No, I don't think he should be benched. I just think all he.
What about sold?
No, not sold. But I think all he needs to tell us is none of us played on my pitch. I thought we should have had 2 penalties. Of course, you mentioned the West Ham one. I think that's offside. So I think that one was offside. If it's offside, then I think that one's a penalty as well, which would make it even worse for Martin Atkinson. But I thought it was offside. I thought we should have clearly had 2 penalties. David De Gea had an amazing start this season, benching Dean Henderson. I think when you're in this category, we are aspiring to be. I know a lot of people saying we're title pretenders, yada and all that. But I think you have to win these sorts of games sort of tight games. Of course, it was genuinely, of course, genuinely of the karma. That's just football, really, isn't it? And David, and I mean, honestly, I don't know why they made Mark Noble take the penalty. He didn't warm up. He was on the bench the entire game. I've not had a single minute all season. But his bum was probably blue on that bench, and they made him take the fucking penalty. Like, I don't know what was going on there in David Moyes' mind. For some reason, Moyes just turned into a fucking Alan Pardew against us. Like, it's really weird. He's so fucking shit against us. And I mean, yeah, I thought we were off 2 penalties, and I thought that ending of the game. Justice was served. Obviously, I said Niall.
Did you think it was a penalty against Luke Shaw?
Yes.
Luke Shaw. Oh, the penalty they got. Yeah, definitely. It's a clear handball. I mean, honestly, you can't just hold your hand.
Well, no, the reason I ask is you never know with United fans. So obviously, moan about the penalties they don't get, but half the time they don't really admit when they should be having a penalty against them. I just wanted to double check that.
Yeah, I mean that was a clear penalty. But I'm just really glad that he saved it. But honestly, people say we're celebrating like a touchdown save, but honestly, that actually could be really important in the penalties. Because
mate, if my keeper saved a last minute penalty, I'm running around the length of the pitch with my shirt off, spinning it, running around with it, going like that for the whole fucking pitch. Like, fuck me, the shit I'm doing. If my keeper who hasn't saved a penalty in 5 years was just saved a penalty, I'm celebrating. I'm crowd surfing in the lot, mate. Like literally, I'm climbing the entire stadium, standing on the roof and fucking parachuting down. Like the shit I'm doing. If we literally, clearly, yeah, it was great. A great save. Big up to Velv.
The life of the lower division teams.
Literally, no, that's it.
That sounds like it sums it up.
That's as me as a manager. To be fair, like literally, I could be at Anfield and Alisson or Kelleher's just save a last minute penalty. I'm crowd surfing, mate.
Do you know what? It makes me feel so entitled and spoiled. When I hear you talk about that, about like a keeper that haven't saved a penalty in 5 years, I just think to myself how lucky I am to have like Anfield 10 minutes away. You know what I mean?
That's not my keeper. That's
as well.
That's his keeper. My keeper is good.
Honestly, also just remember that title wins come by normally. It's going to come by the 30 points of the season, so this could end up being an absolutely massive 3 points.
Yeah. Russ says, "I swear nobody in an offside position touched the ball before the tackle." God knows. Russ says, "Whoever's phone keeps buzzing, mute yourself, Jesus." I agree.
Yeah, that happened a few times, and I was like,
I think it might have been Gabby. You know,
got these earphones are proper doing my head in.
Dylan, crikey. But moving on, because we have been going for ages. This is the table, so we're going to do team of the week in just a second. This is the table. Chelsea top of the league. Level on points and on goal difference with Chelsea and on goals scored. So Chelsea are only above on alphabetical order. United
top of the league. Liverpool,
United are third because they scored 2 less goals, or 2 less goal difference, shall I say. Brighton are in the top 4. So stop the season now is what I say. Brighton Champions League, here they go. Man City 5th, Everton 6th, Spurs 7th, West Ham dropped down to 8th. They actually don't drop down, don't think. Actually, they might have because City. Oh no, they didn't. No, they have. No, they're still in 8th. Niall, I said the alphabetical thing last week, but last week they won because Liverpool had scored more goals.
Hunter Velvey.
Yeah, he does have a good bunda. Brentford up in 9th, Villa 10th, Watford 11th, Leicester 12th, Arsenal down in 13th, Palace 14th, Southampton 15th, Norwich 16th, Leeds 17th, and the bottom 3 is Newcastle, Burnley, and Norwich. Norwich yet to win a game or get a point. Doesn't it go off fair play at that point? No, alphabetical. Fair play is in the other things. But that is the league table. I made that all by myself. I'm so proud of myself. I'm joking. Thank you, Premier League Twitter, for that lovely bit of work there. Now, Team of the Week, boys. Gonna love it. We're gonna love Team of the Week. Straight away, goalkeepers are gonna be a tough one to do. I'm not joking. Goalkeepers, you could have Ramsdale in there, had a really good game, I thought, for Arsenal. De Gea, obviously, saving that last-minute penalty. Kenny, who are you going to pick for Team of the Week?
October 2014. Okay.
Aaron De Gea, boys. De Gea gets in for me, honestly.
Okay, cool.
Paul.
Well, no, De Gea had a good game, Max. What are you chatting? But Paul, what about you, mate?
I really couldn't tell you. I'll be completely honest.
Just say Ramsdale.
One vote for Alisson there. What about you, Max?
That's all right.
I'm saying Aaron Ramsdale, mate.
I'm backing my boy because we only keep clean sheets over here. Aaron Ramsdale, 3 in 3 clean sheets.
So straight away, I've got you lot, I swear. So right now, I've got to choose between Aaron Ramsdale or a man who saved his first penalty in 5 years and saved United 3 points. So Jesus Christ, you had to do that.
The man who got a clean sheet and man of the match.
22nd attempt.
Oh my God.
You know what?
Niall. You know you want to.
If you say that, I'll put Greenwood in it. If you say De Gea, I'll put Greenwood in.
I'm not putting Greenwood in this week, mate. I love Greenwood, but I can't put him in this week.
Stop trying to bribe him, mate. Stop trying to bribe him.
Oh, this is impossible.
Wait, that's 2 votes for. 2 votes.
Choose one who got a clean sheet and man of the match.
Yeah, but one was playing against Burnley, the other one was against West Ham.
I'll have to go to bed at some point, you know.
I'm gonna go De Gea. I'm gonna go De Gea because I run the channel. We're gonna go De Gea. That is not how you spell De Gea. Right back quickly, Kenny.
Livermore off Southampton.
Yes.
He had a great game.
Yeah, I think I could vouch for him, like.
Yes,
I agree with
we all in agreement. Livramento.
Yes.
Probably, yeah. I mean, if it was my choice, I'd have just the Liverpool starting 11, but no, not really. Not really.
Centre back Van Dijk. Put him in.
Livramento ain't in there, so what I'll do is I'll just I don't know. I'll put Williams in.
Arnold in there instead.
I'll just put Neco Williams in there.
Oh
and
no, he
remind
wasn't even
me.
playing, was he?
That's what I mean. I'll put Neco Williams in there, and it will remind me when I actually make the thing to put Livramento in there. Centre back pairings. I'm gonna start off. I'll go Rudiger, and I am going to go
Gabriel.
Yeah, I'll say Van Dijk. Van Dijk had a good shout. So yeah, I'll go Rudiger and Van Dijk. Kenny?
Same.
Yeah.
Rudiger and
Gabriel, come on, Kenny.
What's this agenda about Gabriel though?
Oh, he's perfect, honestly. Even his teeth are perfect.
Are you attracted to Gabriel?
Could be.
Jesus, right.
I
said Rudiger and Van Dijk. Kenny?
I said Rudiger and what's it called?
Gabriel.
No, I didn't say Gabriel. It was Mings.
Okay, Paul?
Yeah, Rudiger, Van Dijk. On the left.
We'll get to left back in just a second. Max?
Rudiger and my other 12-pointer, Virgil van Dijk.
Van Dijk and Gabby?
Gabriel and Rudiger.
Okay, well, Van Dijk and Rudiger it is.
Is it Gabriel Batistuta? Is that what you mean?
Hmm?
Is it Gabriel Batistuta?
No,
Gabriel
it's
McGee.
Gabriel. Yeah, whatever it is. Left back. Kenny?
I think it's he's a Brighton left back, Cucurella. I thought he had a great game.
Cucurella. Okay, I'll go with that one. Cucurella. Paul?
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
I hear that.
I mean, there's not loads I can say on this week's games, to be honest. So
Alex says Thiago. That's right. Alex says Thiago, man. Rudiger, I thought Van Dijk had a good game as well.
Yeah,
Max.
Van Dijk always he always puts the shift in. Yeah.
Yeah. Max, who are you going for? Left back.
It's CUC.
Well, Cucurella gets in, to be fair.
Yeah, go on.
There we go, Cucurella. So, first of all, DM, I am going to say, yeah, he's not in the thing, so I've just put Williams in there. I'll do it when I do the thing. So for DM, for DM,
Henderson.
Thomas
Henderson
Partey.
had a good game.
Yeah.
Partey did relatively well. He was a Lord DM as well.
Yeah, Partey's not a bad shout. Kenny, start us off on this one.
Honestly, I can't believe I'm saying this, but Thomas Partey.
Thomas Partey is, yeah. Right. He's not in the game, so I'll sort that out later. Partey, one vote. Screw it, I'll go Partey as well. What about you, Paul?
I thought Henderson had a fairly decent game on Saturday. But he put a shift in like he normally does, captain.
Yeah, I hear that.
Jordan Henderson.
Okay, so Partey is. Now, for the two players next to him, they could be cams, they can be whatever. I'm going to go for Kante. Kante for one, and oh god,
Navigator.
Kante.
Do you know what? I probably vouch for that as well. I thought Naby Keita had a really good game.
Yeah, I'll say Keita.
I think
I'd say Kante and Keita, me.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. Yeah,
I think everyone's agreeing with that one. Cool.
I'm really glad we didn't have Kovacic or someone else in there.
I have a team of Gabriels.
Keita. Naby Keita. Good old Naby. So on the right wing, Kenny, who are you going? Well, who are you going right wing?
Ooh, that's a really hard one.
Ismaila Sarr.
Yeah, Ismaila Sarr actually. Yeah, he had a great game. I forgot about him.
Sarr. Yeah, I'll say Sarr. Paul.
Ismaila Sarr or Salah.
Okay. Max.
Ismaila Sarr.
Excellent. And Gabby?
Rafinha.
Ismail Sarr it is. Left wing. I am going to say...
Lingard.
Oh, fucking hell. I'm not saying Lingard. Don't be so silly.
Scored the match winner.
Gabriel.
Gabriel. Left wing. I'm going to say... No, I'm going to say Mane. I'm going to say Mane left wing. Kenny?
He scored the match winner, bro. Lingard. That was a quality goal as well.
Oh my god.
Okay.
Yeah, again,
match winner only just.
I thought our front three was in the end play quite well.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm a Liverpool fan. I'd say Mane.
Yeah, I'd say
don't
Mane.
want to sound biased, like, but yeah.
No, I agree. Mane had a great game.
I thought the front three had a good game. Thought Salah was really, really good. Thought Salah was
Yeah.
decent. Thought Shota was
Yeah.
decent as well.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. What about you, Max?
Sadio Mane.
Okay, and Gabby?
Mane or St. Maximin, one of them two.
Yeah, Saint Maximin. Actually, he had a decent game. I thought I watched that Newcastle game. I thought he played really well. I mean, I'd have him at Liverpool. He's got a lot of potential, Maximin. I think there was one time where he just ran through Leeds' defence, and I was just like, wow. He actually, like, it's like one of those where you see highlight reels. It was like watching a highlight reel on Friday night.
Yeah,
he is a really good player.
Yeah, we should just put Danny Welbeck striker if we're being honest.
Danny Welbeck. How many did he score? Did he score on?
Yeah, he scored. A beautiful bullet header as well.
He's going to get another goal against us as well. He always scores against us, Danny Welbeck. Actually pisses me off.
It's like Dwight Gale for Newcastle, or like, I don't know, Martial for the United.
No.
It's like yeah.
There weren't many good striker performances. You got Ivan Toney who looked good.
Tony,
just stick shot it in for the sake of it.
Just stick Welbeck in.
Yeah, do you know what? I'd probably go for Toney. I thought Ivan Toney has a good game.
Yeah. Should we? So I'm gonna
say he had a good game. I mean, from what I watched from like 3 minutes of highlights while we've been on the podcast, I mean that penalty, the way he composed himself in that penalty, and like cool, calm, and collected, looked like he belonged in that 6-yard box.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, I'd say Ivan Toney. Ronaldo had a shit game, to be fair. Scores a tap-in and then goes missing for the next 90-odd minutes or whatever. See, I'll say Ivan Toney. Kenny?
Viva Welbeck. Viva Welbeck.
Right, so one vote for Toney, one vote for Welbeck. Paul?
Yeah, Toney.
2 votes for Toney. Max?
See, I would have said Emmanuel Dennis because he had a really good game for Watford, but
Gabriel.
I'm going to say Toney as well then.
And Toney gets in. But Gabby, who had you gone for?
I would have gone for Welbeck.
Yeah, I hear that. And quickly, manager of the week. Who are we going for? Kenny?
Ooh, I'd say Graham Potter.
I would go for Hassan Hutel.
Hassan Hutel, so Ralph. Paul?
Hassan Hutel's a decent shout, yeah.
Yeah. Max?
England manager 2027, Graham Potter.
Potter with 1 vote. Gabby?
Watch this space.
As Voldemort once said, Potter.
And I will also go for Graham Potter. So Graham Potter sneaks in for manager of the week. I think that might be the second time Graham Potter has got manager of the week for us so far.
Malfoy, not Voldemort.
Mad. He's insane.
He's done very well. But we are going to wrap it up there. That will get posted later tonight. Make that straight away. But before you go, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button as well. Make sure you check out our socials: Twitter LessOrKPL, Instagram LessOrKPL_, and on TikTok LessOr Premier League. Liam says too cool for me. I hear that and respect your opinion. But Kenny, where can they find you?
You can find me at Ronaldo's here on Twitter, Ken TV on YouTube, and Kenny National on Twitch.
Perfect. And what about you, Paul?
Paul Wrightel FC on Twitter. All me links to like writing and all that's on there.
Yeah, perfect. And what about you, Max?
Find me on Instagram, MaxTagHD Official, on Twitter at YouTube, at MTHD_official and on YouTube here itself. Max
Do you support Hull?
About game week predictions for this week, so join me for that.
Oh, no wonders why Yates Arsenal 2014.
Yeah. No,
Yeah,
you followed me on Twitter before, and I saw you supported Hull, didn't you? Didn't know that was you.
Yeah, make sure to check out the Argyle podcast. It will be up on Wednesday on the Football Fan app. And last but not least, Gabby, where can they find you?
You can find me on Twitter or Greg's. One or the other.
Perfect. We'll be back tomorrow. Tomorrow we've got Let's Talk Tactics 6 p.m. and then Norwich versus Liverpool, the watch along at 9:30. Niall, stop spreading this alphabetical misinformation, by the way. Shut the fuck up. And then Wednesday we got United and West Ham at 7:30, and we got a Gabrielle debate with Gabby and Prime at 6 p.m.
Is that actually happening though? Is that genuinely happening?
That will happen. It'll be the funniest stream I've ever done. I'll just kick back and relax whilst them two tear chunks out of each other. And then Thursday, Refs View at 5 p.m. Then you've got Liverpool show at 8 p.m. Then I'm doing a watch along of New York Red Bulls versus New York City at 1 a.m. So do check that out as well. It's head-to-head away goals. That's why we're top of the league. Well, you see. Now I hope you get relegated. And Wolf says, "Sue, absolutely." We'll be back tomorrow, but until then, thanks for watching, guys, and peace out.
Peace.